March 1943. A massive 16-ship Japanese convoy is steaming through the heavy mist of the Bismarck Sea, headed straight for New Guinea. Aboard these vessels are 6,900 elite troops, desperately needed to reinforce the empire's southern flank, and they are heavily guarded by a protective ring of 8 battle-hardened destroyers. To the commanders on deck, the open water feels completely safe. According to traditional military doctrine, high-altitude bombers trying to hit a moving ship have a success rate of less than 1%. The math is entirely on the Navy side. When a bomb is dropped from 10,000 feet, the ship's captain has several minutes to react. They can simply watch it fall, turn the wheel, and steer out of the blast radius. If the Allied forces couldn't figure out a reliable way to sink these moving convoys, they would lose New Guinea and their entire strategic foothold in the Pacific. An unorthodox Army Air Forces officer named Major Call Pappy Gunn had a theory. He realized that if hitting a ship from high altitude was practically impossible, the bombers had to come down, all the way down to the deck. Gunn took a standard B-25 Mitchell medium bomber and ripped out the bombardier's glass nose. In its place, he packed in 8 50-caliber machine guns, all facing forward. This created an entirely new class of weapon. Instead of hovering miles above the clouds, this modified B-25 was built to scream in at wave-top height and execute a new tactic called skip bombing. By heavily arming the nose, this rogue field modification turned a standard aircraft into a flying battleship. The American industrial approach to problem-solving was about to collide directly with traditional naval defense. Fast forward to the morning of March 3rd. As the Japanese fleet nears its destination, the Allied attack begins. But strangely, it starts high above them at 7,000 feet with B-17 flying fortresses. These heavy bombers aren't actually there to sink the fleet. They are acting as a massive high-altitude decoy, designed to force the Japanese ships to aim their heavy anti-aircraft guns straight up into the clouds. As the B-17s drop 1,000-pound demolition bombs, the Japanese captains have to take extreme evasive maneuvers. The tight, highly organized convoy scatters across the ocean to avoid the blasts, breaking their protective ring. With the destroyers pushed out to the edges of the formation, their overlapping anti-aircraft umbrella is dismantled. The slow, heavy transport ships in the center are now completely isolated. That's when the real strike force arrives. 12 modified B-25s drop out of the sky, leveling off at wave-top height and rushing the scattered fleet at 230 miles per hour. The flight parameters seen here are extreme. These 67-foot warplanes are flying anywhere from 50 to 150 feet above the water, preparing to clear ship masts that sit 50 feet high. The attack relies on 2 distinct phases. First is the suppression. At 1,000 yards out from the target, 48 heavy machine guns across the American formation open fire simultaneously. They are pouring 6,800 armor-piercing bullets per minute directly onto the decks. This concentrated stream of lead shreds the Japanese anti-aircraft gunners before they can even try to aim their weapons down at the water. Then comes the release. The bombers close the distance to just 60 feet away from the ship and drop their 500-pound bombs. The bomb hits the water, skips off the surface like a stone, and slams directly into the hull. But this only works because of a brilliant piece of engineering, a 4 to 5 second delayed tail fuse. That brief countdown gives the B-25 exactly enough time to pull up over the ship's mast and clear the massive blast radius. Heavy deck suppression, water skip physics, and precise fuse timing. Together, they take what looks like a reckless suicide run and turn it into a mathematically perfect execution. When that delayed fuse finally triggers, the bomb is already embedded in the ship's side. It detonates from the inside out, instantly ripping the cargo holds wide open. The destruction is incredibly fast. From the first bomb drop, it takes exactly 15 minutes for the organized Japanese convoy to cease to exist. The toll is absolute. All 8 transport ships and 4 of the destroyers are sent straight to the bottom of the ocean, taking nearly 3,000 troops with them. In a quarter of an hour, this single coordinated airstrike has completely erased a critical Japanese division, before a single soldier even had the chance to step foot on land. As the American planes pull away, the Bismarck Sea is left eerily quiet. Where the Imperial Navy's lifeline once sailed, there is nothing but a burning slick of oil and floating debris. When the reports reached Admiral Yamamoto, The implications were clear. Japan could no longer reinforce its island garrisons by surface convoy, as long as they were within range of Allied aircraft. The Japanese military had relied heavily on their traditional warrior spirit and naval superiority, but they were now facing an American industrial machine that could completely redesign and mass-produce a bomber modification in a matter of weeks. The Battle of the Bismarck Sea proved that the nature of combat had shifted. Winning was no longer just a test of individual bravery on the open water. It had become an industrialized engineering problem. By pulling the bombardier out and packing the nose with 50 caliber machine guns, Pappy gun's low-flying weapon destroyed an entire convoy. And in doing so, it rendered centuries of established naval doctrine permanently obsolete.